Hey, what's up? I know y'all be like, for somebody who don't be here, you sure be here a lot. I'm just a liar, like y'all man. That's how I was really feeling. So, I'm your nosy neighbor lady. This your nosy neighbor lady show. No, I finally saw the Killer Mike interview. I was watching over in Paris channel. I finally got to watch it, and it was just so fascinating, the conversations that went on in the chat. The not the chat. I didn't watch the chat. The comment section, and I just found, of course, men wanted to talk about child support, and a lot of people in the chat was like all the things they could have talked about with I think it was Robert F. Kennedy Jr. And it was like, out of all the things they could have talked about, all they want to talk about was child support. And, you know, on average, black men pay only $40 in child support. And, you know, with me being your favorite baby mama and a transparent baby mama, saying that one of my kids' dads actually pays $26 every 2 weeks. But actually, I haven't seen that money in a while. So we're starving. So those $52 a month is just paying all the bills, girl. But you know what conversation that was in the comments that fascinated me? I took pictures of them. But it was this one. A black lady say, I work at a college and we have a lot of great trade programs. A lot of them, aka y'all man, fell out or drop out no matter how much support we provide. In most cases, it wasn't their choice to go to school. They were pressured to go by family or friend. His plan will not work. And one girl put, happened to my pathetic cousin. Another woman responded, facts, they have an apprentice program where I live for carpentry, plumbing, electrical offered free. They closed the program because the so-called targeted y'all man didn't show up. And the other girl said, same with a lot of, and you know, we hear women say, do more programs, it'll save the community, do more programs, when we know that overall, really, the United States of America has given black people many opportunities. Many times black women go for those opportunities, fulfill those requirements, do what it takes, because we have something to live for. We have a zest for life. We want to get better. We want to learn. We want to take care of our children. We want to help our mothers, you know what I mean? But another lady, she said, correct, I work at a non-profit in NYC where we get millions of dollars to help black men go to workforce development programs, therapies, and trade schools. They don't go and they don't enroll. Many of these programs get canceled because of low enrollment and completion rate. The only time black men show up is if they get threatened with prison time, and even then, they still rather go to jail. Black women really don't understand how awful it is. These men are gone and cannot be saved. And it's just so fascinating being on here so long, and for black women as a collective to finally accept things. Now, are we saying they're dating out? Are we saying that they're not pro-black? Are we saying this, that, and other? No, but there's becoming a collective agreement or acceptance of the things that are really going on. And a lot of women face backlash when they be honest. You know, I know that that's the reason, you know, people don't mess with me like that. But I just like that women are becoming more honest with themselves. But this one, she said, exactly. Most of them have to cheat their way through high school, let alone trying to go to college. Sad but true. I used to substitute teach, and it was embarrassing the amount of them that couldn't read. My brother went to school, another woman. My brother went to school to get financial aid. He applied for more than he needed and spent it on clothes. He was able to do it twice before they called him and denied him when he tried a third time. So it was just like, I don't know. I just found the comment section very like interesting on this video, because you know Paris got like a huge platform. And I enjoyed the video, and it's just so funny to hear her talk like that when she was talking different at first. But I think it's the black woman evolution, or the black woman change, or the black women understanding that everybody's not lying on these people. Everybody's not making up stories to make people look bad. Everybody's not male bashing, or people just say, oh, you're just male bashing. But I guess some people really didn't came to understanding and seen it in their real life. We all know men who went to school who didn't finish, and went to programs and didn't finish, and went to college and got the check and never went back. That was actually a known scam in the hood. You go to college to get the check and leave. So, but then another one that was interesting in this comment section, y'all know what I feel about child support for real, or you can insinuate or think that they're whatever, but maybe we'll get to it later. But this other comment really got me. She said, let's talk about black male privilege. Schools no longer have father and daughter dances due to most black children not having fathers present. And two ladies, I think, they went out their way to say that they do have father daughter dances, and it was so reassuring to see the women who was like, girl, that's not every black woman's story. Girl, like, you don't even understand as a collective. We're not talking about your particular point. The girl said, you missed the whole point of the above comment. There are too many fatherless kids. So most, not all schools, stop having them. We get it. You're married. For some, being married still doesn't mean that a father is involved in their children's activities like moms are. There are many single moms. Blessings to your situation, though. And the one person, your daughter, is the exception, not the rule. That's sad. Another person, that's sad. My dad used to take my sister and I out and my daughter on dates when we were younger. And not like, oh, people are being jealous of these women or hating on them, but they know that as a majority, nobody really saw fathers in homes. Nobody, even coming up in the 90s, when you did see a father in the home, it wasn't benefiting the kids. They didn't live a better life. They was on the same hood and in the same block or the same project, however you grew up, as you were. So you knew they wasn't better off. And you saw how they lived and didn't eat, or you saw how they was up all night, or had a lot of traffic at their house all night. Like, but it's just like, one lady, what about the other schools in this country? And then other lady, I'm really happy for your daughter, but fortunately the majority of black children do not have the luxury of having their fathers present. And I just like that so many black women are fighting to tell this narrative that's been covered up for so long, and people like me were shunned for saying that I was a baby mama, or or admitting to having children. I remember on YouTube, people didn't even have kids. If you ask a woman, everybody was child free. They didn't talk about their kids. They didn't talk about their kids' fathers. It was just like, okay, so nobody got kids now. Okay. But no, of course the younger people are not having kids. We did that video a long time ago because too many people was surprised that I had children. I'm like, this got to be a thing where, because I know I don't look that young and abused and broken. I know I got some hard stuff on me. I should look like I don't look that good, that I don't look like I done been through some things. So more people kept asking me, like, you have kids? Yeah. Don't everybody got kids? But I grew up in a time where kind of everybody, that's what you did. We live in an information age now where women are making better choices because of black women telling their stories and black women taking a look at black women around them. That's because technology. That's because of knowledge. That's because you're not brainwashed into black culture. You all are great thinkers and thinkers for yourselves now. But the internet, the age of information, just have black women now being more vulnerable and stuff. We've been talking about vulnerability for a long time over here. And it was a shock to the system that I would be that vulnerable. But I would tell you all things I should be embarrassed about. But now we live where black women can be more transparent and can be more vulnerable, even with Teresa Tisa. Many black women been shamed and embarrassed. Many black women did shame her for talking about it, and being honest about her story, or feeling like whatever. We did that video, we don't even get in that because, yes, black women be hating. But it's just like, what was the other girl? Yeah, 15 years ago, my baby sister had a daddy-daughter dance. My brother took her, and he said it was empty, shaking my head. So I see why they stopped. And then, I apologize when I said prohibited as if it's a law. I'm an educator, and the conversation with it itself, for me, is prohibited. They can't even talk about daddy dances. It's just in space admitting that non-black co-workers are afraid to have the events because of offending people, i.e. black men. So this woman is an educator. They can't even talk about father-daughter dances because kids will feel bad, or they'll be kids will feel bad because they don't have a father to go, and people will be offended because they know the father not there, but offending black men. Because when you bring up a daddy conversation and a child support conversation, black men want to rah. Even one girl in the comments was like, yeah, the one girl got deleted because the man had to pay $25 a month, and then one girl say in the comments, her kid dad was paying $5 a month and went to fight her tooth and nail at the court with his new wife because he was paying $5 a month, or even if it was $5 a week, like to fight tooth and nail to not have to pay $5 a week. And they also shared stories about how, I saw 2 stories where women were talking about how when they tried to send their son to the dad didn't want him. And one story, after the mama told him, help your son, take your son in, the dad said, he's not gonna mess up my house with my new life. And a week later, the boy died. So we don't have to do nothing because y'all already seeing. That's why I can come have a piece too, coming back and recording, because I see that y'all can see now. And it's not all these delusional, well, of course y'all still delusional about some things, but it's not all these roundabout ways to deny that this happened, all these ways to ignore it, all these ways to shun and shame women who are being honest about their stories with, y'all counterparts. And it's just like, what was the other? It was just so many fascinating stories and comments. Oh, one woman did share. She said, my daughter was full grown and the non-custodial parent had so many arrears. He had taken his lady's income tax and casinoed it. He hit the jackpot. They brought him a stub. They took every dime from his arrears, and the custodial parent, me, got every dime. And even the way she say non-custodial and cold, she's so detached from the situation, because you get detached from these men, like you just want nothing to do with them, and you really don't. Some women might cry at night, but like I never cried at night, except when I first broke with them from heartbreak. But after I realized they wasn't there, I didn't want to continue talking to them. I didn't want to continue seeing them. And that's why I'm so glad I didn't have all the mama daddy issues y'all have, because the baby mama baby daddy, because I was gone. And they can hate me right now. They probably hate me, because I just disappeared. I didn't play that I want to be a family, I want love, I want you, hope and wish and pray you come be a father. I never played that game with myself, because I didn't care. I knew that it was what it was. Even when I was young, I was just always knew what I knew, and wasn't nobody going to try to convince me different. I wasn't trying to make nobody love me or make nobody do something they don't want to do, because we came from a community of fatherless homes. So I wasn't the only girl who kid dad wasn't there. You know what I mean? I saw it in my life. But the funny thing was, I liked it this for women who don't want to put their kids on child support. It's like, you'll get your money one day. You'll get your money one day, because you need money. Black women pride, or black women say, oh, he don't got no money anyway, or y'all don't want to go do DNA tests. You're not going to see him at the DNA place. They don't schedule y'all together. It's not going to be no family meeting or nothing. And then in all the cases, even a lot of cases, not all, but a lot of cases, even when I told my kid that, I said, I'm finna go put you on child support, you gonna have to go down there. He was like, no, I don't, because my stuff already in the system, and they'll just match it up like that. He had done these numerous of times with other women. He knew the game. I was 22, and he was, he might have been 30, 31 or something. He already knew the game. That was what he did with his life, was make babies. You know what I'm saying? So, but one lady wrote, I'm in Louisiana. If it's an amount that doesn't have to be reported, they can get away with it. But if the payout meets the taxable income and they have to process a W-2G, it goes through the database the same way they intercept their tax refunds. And another person added casino wins, SSI lump sum payments, lawsuit settlements, lottery winnings, and inheritance. Child support arrears like karma. It never forgets. And I remember a lady did tell me, she say the guy, her baby dad, the kid was grown, had gotten in an accident. She got all that money. And she was like, she was asking her, because she has some. And to me, it was just baffling to me why she would even still have a relationship with a kid dad who never paid or never did nothing for the kids. But that's what black women do. And that's what they expect black women to do. And black women were saying, no, I'll pass. You know what I'm saying? So even with Killer Mike, and they want to talk about, he was talking about incentivizing black men to get married, incentivizing them to pay child support, incentivizing them to be in the home. It's just like, a lot of the comments were just perpetual victimhood. Like, they're just always the victim. And it's just like, even the white guy who was Robert F. Kennedy Jr. was like, I kind of don't know where y'all coming from. I kind of don't understand. I want to take care of my kids. I want my kids to have financial stability. I don't understand what you all are saying. And of course, Paris kept saying, why don't they stop having kids? That seems to be the narrative that's going on in black women's minds and heads, which is a good narrative. Like, we don't come from a community where they're going to be guaranteed a good life or guaranteed progression or guaranteed even a family, you know, or jobs. Even if you're concerned about racism, why bring kids in a racist world? If you're concerned about your son or daughter not having a quality person to love and marry, why bring them in the world? If you don't think you can raise them in a good community, are you ready to go to basketball games? Do you want to go to cheerleading practice? Can you afford to put them in dance? You know, all these things matter. Will they have to walk to school by themselves, or do you have a car and the money? Do you want them standing outside by themselves? You got to go to work and stand on the bus stop with them? Daycare costs a lot of money. I'm not going to front like, oh, I just been making all this money. I paid little stipends at the daycare, but the government funded my daycare for a lot of my kids when they were younger. The government did. And I might pay a little bit on the back end, but I was lucky like that. You know, I don't ever come on here to pretend to be something that I'm not. You know what I mean? It is just like, with this child support conversation being such a big deal to black men, and nothing else is a big deal. And, you know, it was a lot of comments talking about vasectomies. They should get vasectomies, which I think, of course, it's a good idea, but you can't make a man go snip his stuff. Like, a man is not finna go snip his stuff. A few men do, but a man is really not gonna go snip his stuff. And if anything like that is passed, it would have to be by law. It would have to be a law. You know, and some people argument, if y'all say not black women, but if y'all say women can't get abortions, then why shouldn't we be putting these limits on men? Which is a very true and accurate argument. I think that's very legitimate. But it's just like, when we think about Killer Mike being a rapper and how the black community looks up to rappers instead of somebody who's actually educated in a field, or somebody who actually is knowledgeable or in Congress, or at least a teacher, or I would rather hear the custodian speak than a rapper. But we look up to these people and we idolize these people, because anybody who's about education or who's about getting things really done or work really done without all this gaslighting, we don't prop those type of people up. You know what I'm saying? We want to all to fit the narrative. You know, even on Twitter, I'm a crazy Twitterer, and it's like, it don't fit the narrative. But it's just like the fatherless homes epidemic, which is all I type on Twitter, is like so big, and I'm glad women are seeing it. We talk about it here, of course, when I'm doing my baby mama videos, but like, I talk about it all the time on Twitter, because it's just so sad that women are constantly choosing this. Even when women who don't have kids, like, why you choose to keep having babies? Why you have babies? Why you shake babies? Why? Because I was stupid. What do you want me to say? I was stupid. Didn't nobody tell? They say stay on birth control, then you be stupid. You be stupid. Now, I can admit I was stupid. I'm not finna act like... But when I had my second kid, I remember wanting to have a kid because I didn't want my one kid to be alone if something happened to me. My third kid, total surprise, total shock. Surprise, I'm a kid. I had an abortion, then I had a kid. You know, people say abortion, but some women, I'm not gonna say for Christianity, or it could have been because Christianity. I did identify with Christianity pretty, greatly in my life, but I can't say, but that's abort killing babies. That's like a big deal to some women. I even heard women say, whatever kids you abort, they always come back and you get more kids later. I don't know if it's true, but that's not a fun procedure. That's not fun. That's not a good time. That stuff is traumatic. And then, when you're in the clinic and all these girls that did what you did, and they all, white women, they turning black and blue and yellow, and it's just like, I was hurt after that still. So I had to have a kid. I couldn't go back. But it's just one of them things. But that's why I share my story, so that people don't do what I did, so that they don't have to suffer or struggle, or you just don't know what type of parent you are till your kids go grow up and give you feedback. So, and we're really victims of a perpetual cycle that this has happened to my mom. It didn't happen to my grandma. She was married, but her husband still died. But just the history of black families and black men and black women relationships, and men just never taking care of their kids, and black women being the primary caregiver all the time. This is a story that is really a black father story. Whether we like it or not, whether we deem it to fit the narrative or something we want to know or want to hear, it's the black experience. When we talk about black excellence, black fatherhood is black excellence, but really not excellent. But that's black culture. To every race or person knows this. But then we want to fight and argue for black men, or against, black women want to fight black women about whether they're fathers. Black men want to fight black women, whether they're fathers. It's just like, it's really not a question for real. It's really like playing hide, go seek, and duck, duck, goose. Like we're playing a game with who? With people's lives. We playing a game with young mothers' lives because they thinking somebody coming home, and they're not. The sad truth and the reality is many men never came home. Many men, she talked about that too, the fathers in the home. And it's just so interesting to see her back with this. And I'm very shocked, but I'm grateful at her growth and progress and acceptance of the truth. Now, do we know if Paris is still happily married to her guy? I don't know. Do we know if she went through it with him? I don't know. She probably wouldn't tell us, but and it's not our business if she don't want to share. But I don't know. I want to know, how did she come into all these knowledges overnight? Because a lot of times to learn stuff, we're hard-headed. We got to learn for ourselves. And I'm not saying she's pregnant. I'm not saying this or that. Or I'm not saying her. But it do make you wonder. I'm just a small creator. And, of course, this is not beef. We talk about channels regular over here. But it's just like, did she finally listen to black women's stories, or black women just ready to accept it now? Because, of course, it's a woman in me who feels like, why didn't y'all accept it when I was saying it? But the other woman in me is like, it just was not time. It just was not time. And we talk about timing, and timing is everything. Timing is of the most important. And the time is now for us to do whatever we're going to do in our lives and try to get that going and figure that out. And then I also was thinking, maybe I'm motivated because it's Women's History Month. Maybe I'm motivated because Chris Logic made videos and Paris made videos. And then Sia G was on here the other day. Like, maybe that's motivating me too. Those women are still inspirations to me and my channel, of my voice, to feel like I could say anything. Whether y'all watch or not, right now is more about me and really trying to understand and see the shift that black women are making, and to process that with you all, or whatever it looks like. Like, y'all know I'm very temperamental, and I had a right to change my mind, but I just feel like Do you got 2 hours of Paris? I don't know, but the way she covered it, she did a great job. I really enjoyed it. I kind of stopped when she went into the father in the home, a old school thing, and then she went into callers, and I really didn't listen to the callers because I don't really like listening to black men, and then black women are, you know how we do and how we do. But it was a really good video, and that guy in the barbershop, and it's just the talking in circles that black men do that really just kind of annoy me. I watch interviews with them when they do it with people I want to watch, like an old school rapper or a comedian or something. Even I just watched the Mike Epps interview. I don't watch Up in the Smoke, but I like Mike Epps, so I watched that. But like, as far as black men really talking and intellectualizing things, like that's like haven't been my thing for a long time, because it's just all gaslighting and no education. It's all lies and no real truth or want to solve anything. Nothing actually is being solved. It's just a blaming women, I find, a lot of time. It's blaming the system a lot of times. Like, I just can't. I don't know, because I've been indoctrinated on here. And when I got a whiff of Miss Orange Duchess and Divested Z-Lot, they just really programmed my mind right. I feel like they fixed my mind. Whereas, like, ain't nothing they could say. Like, it ain't. Ain't nothing they could say that makes me say, Unless it's a famous person I watch. Like I said, I'll watch a famous interview like anybody else. But it got to be the right interviewer. Like, I want to watch Vlad on I want to watch a Vlad interview with them guys, Norray and all this stuff, the drink champs, but it's so many N-words talking, like, that's like N-word overload for me. I can't even watch it. Because it's like, when it's 50 N-words, it don't be nothing but, and nothing is actually, it's like, but y'all watch what y'all want to watch, but just me as a black woman and as a creator, it's just like, I just really enjoyed that comment section. That comment section was really good, and it was transparent. And I just liked it. Black women are finally coming out with their stories and being brave enough to tell them. And I do think that this is the black women movement and the black women evolution, where black women just tired of being oppressed and tired of being looked down upon or just treated poorly, or just tired of going insane for nothing, or something that can be prevented, So I'll see you all on the dip side, on the flip side. And I'm your nosy neighbor lady. It's your nosy neighbor lady show. I hope you have a beautiful Monday. I hope this week goes by fast. I hope you do a great job at work and don't miss no days. And I just hope it all goes well for us this week, because I need a good week. Like, I'm exhausted. So with all the love I got, I love you. With all the like I don't get, I ain't got it. But stay beautiful, innovative, and creative, and I will definitely see you later. Bye.